as a 34-year-old mom of 2 little boys, I can confidently tell you that whatever you need to do in order to spend the most amount of time with your family and build a life that you actually love living, and where you can just be so present. And so also obviously work as well, like you have to work, but I get to control my own schedule. I get to take days off whenever I want to take days off. If I'm not doing, some random thing for my business and stuff, and I don't have like client stuff done and do, but obviously there's work involved. But I want to encourage you, like if you are in the trenches right now, and we're like kind of in the trenches only because we have an almost 4-year-old and an 8-month-old, so it's like we're not really sleeping very well, and it's like, it's a little bit stressed. Like he's teething right now, our little one, but it's so different compared to when our first was born, because I was working a job that I did not really like. It was pretty unfulfilling. My wife was working at a restaurant, getting home at like midnight. It makes me just stressed thinking about it. And it wasn't horrible. There's other people in way worse situations, and we've always been so blessed. It's just that now the blessings that we have are like, I get to just take a day off in the middle of the week and go on adventure days with our oldest, and then we can do whatever the heck we want. Went to the Seattle Aquarium last week or the week before, and went to the beach, and just owning my own schedule, owning my own time, and not clocking in, not having a boss breathing down my neck, changed the game for me. And it all started, I have so many videos talking about this, okay? So it's not gonna just be about what I do and how you can get to do this too, but for me personally, everyone's journey is so different. For me personally, it started with content creation, and specifically UGC. If you don't know what UGC is, it stands for user generated content. So I get paid to create content for companies, for them to just use it on their own platforms, on their own social media accounts, run it as their own ads. And for me, that's literally what changed my life, is starting UGC, and not just starting, but being so convinced that it could be something big for me. And it did not happen overnight. It took me a while. It took me 14 months. So it didn't take that long, honestly, in the whole scheme of things, but it took me 14 months from when I started UGC, landed my first UGC deal within 10 days of starting. It was just crazy, and then it just kept growing it from there. And not every single month was super easy. It was not super easy getting up at 4:30 in the morning to pitch to brands, respond to emails, to even film some content for some of my UGC clients before my family woke up, or skipping things on the weekends just so I could get ahead of the content I was getting paid to create. But then once I was at this terrible time at my 9-to-5 job, and I was stressed all the time, and almost about to have a mental breakdown because of all the anxiety from that job, UGC was this light at the end of the tunnel, where I was thanking God that I had started this side hustle that then I was able to quit and turn it into a full-time thing. So I just want to encourage anybody, any parents out there that are this can't be the rest of the 18 years that I get to spend with my kids, of going to work every day, dropping them at daycare every day. There is other ways, and I know it can be so overwhelming. I felt this way for the last decade before I started UGC, was what am I gonna do to have flexibility, to make sure I don't have to work for somebody? And I could not figure it out for a freaking long time. And then it all clicked for me with UGC. And I'm not saying you should be doing UGC. Maybe it's not the right path for you, but start something. And even if it's not UGC specifically, I recommend starting content creation, even if it's trying to do TikTok Shop affiliate, or trying to be an influencer, or building toward that. Whatever you got to do. I have pet UGC videos talking to people with pets, and how if you don't want to be in a ton of the videos that you create as a UGC creator, your pets could also do UGC, and they could be in most of them. There's just so many pathways, and I think it's it's the choosing one pathway and sticking with it, even if you're like, oh my gosh, but what if that's better? Don't get shiny object syndrome. Just choose something in the content creation sphere, and just become part of the creator economy, because there's so much opportunity that you just don't even know. Like, one day could literally change your life. One decision will change your life. So just decide and then pursue it wholeheartedly. I promise you, like, next year, your life could be totally different. You'd be staying home full time with your kids. Like, my wife stays home full time with our boys, and I have now this office so I can get work done. And then I just don't come here when I don't need to work, when I don't have client stuff due, or when I'm not, teaching something to my students. Like, it's just, I don't know. I hope this helps somebody, but just get started.